Hi folks, and this is just a quick header note. This is a restoration, not a repair. I've already done a repair on one of these units, one of these radios, a series of repairs, and this is not a repair, this is a restoration. I mean, I will be doing a repair on the chassis. I've been sorting the chassis out after I've done the cabinet, but we've got to focus on sorting the cabinet out. Anyway folks, enjoy the rest of the vid. Bye for now. Hi folks, and good afternoon, and welcome to another video. Right, this video you're going to see me, this is the restoration. Yes, believe it or not, I'm going to resurrect. I'm going to restore as completely as I can the donor Bush VHF 41, because hearing how good Lawrence's actually sounds, I want one myself. I want my own, so I'm actually, don't really want to give him his back. I want to tell him to get a foot when he comes, but I'm not going to do that. I want to tell him to get lost, he's not having it, but I'm going to tell him it's too good for him, he has to stay here. Anyway, never mind that, no I'm not really, but if you're watching Lawrence, I'm only kidding my friend. Anyway, what I'm going to do, what I've already done here, I've started it, I've cleaned the grill as best I can. I will try and give another cleaning. I've straightened and cleaned, I've done all the dial, put a bit of new grease on the back of that, because they have to have a slight amount of grease on them so they slide nice and easy. And that's all sorted. They're lovely and straight and clean, and as they should be. So that's that part done. The chassis is there. The chassis is restored. It's just not working properly. The FM, the AM is. AM on it works lovely. The FM doesn't, but it hasn't got the same fault as the other one had. The fault's deeper in. I have to work at that. But I'm going to do the chassis last. Now let's bring the cabinet. Now, I should give this, I said it last night, didn't I? I'll say it again. I should give this one to Lawrence. You know, tell him it sort of deteriorated in the night. Yeah. Anyway, what I've done with this, I'll show you what I've done with this. I've peeled most of the veneer off the front, well, all the veneer off the front's gone. I've got to get rid of the top, the veneer off the top. Unfortunately I can't save the Bush sign. I'll try, but I don't think I'll be able to. If I can get it off, then I will. And I will try and reincorporate it in the top, if I can. If I can't, then I'll just have to live without it. Now, these are the two mounts that go on the chassis. Go over cover the chassis screws. So we've got those. We've also got the bottom piece, which goes in there. We've got the side piece that goes there. This was broke, and I've had to repair that. That's why it's got tape round it. That's had to be repaired. We've got the piece for the other side, which they go in like that. These were originally nailed in, but I took the nails out. I'm gonna just glue them. This one here, this is the top, and this one broke, but I've glued it back together and you can just see the crack. So that's been repaired. So that's all been repaired. That's all the outside of the cabinet. Now let's go inside the cabinet, let's turn it round. I've got to make a new, if you can see that little metal tab there, that's a dial glass stay or keeper. I've got to make a new one of those for this side. I've refitted this wooden block here that was broken out. The same on this side. refitted the wooden blocks. The other wooden block, which is the top piece, has to go back in, but that won't go into it's been veneered, and I've got to smooth this out and get this ready to take that, because although it will go in, basically what I've had to do, because the wood has swollen slightly, I've had to just shave a bit off the inside here, off the inside lip there, so that matches, so that lines up with the rest, so the edge of that lines up more or less with the rest of it. And this piece of wood here, I've had to glue this back into place, and that has a couple of tacks in it as well, so that's been glued and tacked into place. That's not going anywhere, that's as solid as a rock. And we've also done the top as well, and I can take this tape off now, because the top will be well and truly stuck back down, because the top used to lift up because the glue had deteriorated. So basically what we'll do, there we go, and we'll just take all, and remember when you're working with knives, always retract the blade, that way you don't cut your fingers off. And I'm not bothered about the residue sticking to the wood, because it's all going to be polished. Well, it's going to be sanded. I mean, it's all going to be sanded, and the sides of this are not really veneered. They're more, I don't think they are anyway, I think they're more of a coating than a veneer. Pull this off carefully. No matter how careful you do it, you can never get that fucking parcel tape off properly, can you? Anyway, there we go. Get all this tape rolled up, and basically the only bit of veneer left on the front is that bit, and that won't be there in a few minutes. That'll be gone. Alright, let's just lob that there for a minute. Now, there we go. See, the top's all stuck on now. I don't have to worry about that. That's a stable. In fact, that's actually stronger than the wood, or at least that's what the manufacturers of the glue say. And I believe that because I've used this glue for all sorts of stuff involving wood jobs, because that's what it's for. And I've never yet actually had anything fall to bits after I've used it, so yeah, I can quite believe that. But what I've done, I've glued this here, so this all needs to be sanded back. This has been glued, and it's all, as you can see, the top's got a slight bow in it that needs sorting. But because I'm going to veneer this, what I'll do, I'll counter sink a screw into the batten across the top there, and I'll glue it and counter sink a screw, and then shut up, Scraps! I'm trying to speak. And basically after I've done that, make sure I've got all the tape off. Yeah. It would even look alright like that, just stained. But I'm not going to do that. I'm varnished, I'm not going to do that though. And basically there's a technique to getting veneer off. Generally you look for a loose bit like that, and you know, you first move your cup of coffee, the last thing you want to do is try to just choke on a piece of veneer. You just look for a loose piece. Let's put my glasses on. Tends to sharpen the vision up a bit. You basically look for, you know, this is all going to be sanded down and redone, so I'm not worried about the fact that the tape's pulled the coating off there. You know, Trust me, when I want to do a video I'll get an hard bit. See if we can get this standing knife under it. Just get it started. Yeah. No, I don't want to do that because it'll take a chunk out. I'm going to have to just do it this way, folks. Cut. There we go. Put that there, and then just try and see if I can get it to go really. There we are. There you go. See, you just have to get it a little bit, you see, and then you can start to get it to go. There we go. You just have to get it started. There you go. You see, you just have to get it started. I mean, I might have to use the heat gun on some of it. My workshop's going to need a good clean after this. It does anyway. Get that bit off there. You always get a bit that sticks on, don't you? A bit like when you go for a shit. But that's got to come off because it will show up like a sore thumb. Wow, that's probably the strongest part of the fucking veneer. That's got to come off, I'm afraid it can't stay. I mean, I don't want to gouge the wood too much, but it doesn't matter because it'll be sanded. There we are. There we go, we're coming, so to speak. This has got a bit of a, what do you call it in this scraper, which I think was a mistake when it was made, but it comes in handy for just getting into places like that. Now scrape the top of that and it'll get the excess glue off, and that will save a hell. See, I put glue there, you see, to glue that, but in all honesty, folks, I think this was cracked when it was made. Because look at this here, that was cracked when it was bent into shape originally, and they used the veneer to hide it. I mean, if you're going to hide something, hide it under veneer. Right, well, now I've shown you my technique. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go, and I'm going to try and attempt to strip the top. I might have to get the heat gun on it, but I'm going to try and attempt to strip the top as well, and give it all a good sand down. Ready for, what's that fucking stuck on there? There we go, a bit of glue. Give it all a good sand down, because when you sand it down you can veneer it better. I've picked the wrong remote up. There we go, folks. I'll be back in a bit. Right, if all else fails, folks, use a chisel. But don't hold it at an angle, hold it flat. A good sharp chisel, and that'll, what do you call it, that'll just get under the veneer. You don't want to gouge it. Not if you can help it anyway. I mean, it doesn't matter, it's going to be re-veneered, but if you can avoid gouging it, don't gouge it. But anyway, you're going to get the odd one. But anyway, I'll be back shortly. Yeah, when you get a good bit going with the chisel, a little bit going with the chisel, then you get enough of it lifted, you can then go and do it with the scraper, like I'm doing. Just that little bit to go, folks. I'll do a bit live while we're, well, it's all live pretty much. Well, no. And basically, don't think, just because the veneer got damp at one time, that it'll all just lift off easy. It doesn't work that way. But see, I want to restore the cabinet first. I'm not going to peel the sides, I'm just going to give them a good sanding, because I don't think the sides are actually veneered as such. You just lift a little bit up at a time this page. Ooh, got myself then with the chisel. And see, it's not all about, see, well, basically, folks, it's not always about, or it's not only about the electronics. It's important, the electronics, but sometimes it's about the cabinet as well. There we go. And you have to know, see a little patch there, but that was only the glue. Oh, it's coming off. Oh, couldn't get that off before. There we go. Right. There we go. That is the veneer. Put the chisel back. Always return your tools to the box that they come from, and that way you won't lose them. Now, what I need to do next is get the sanding block and just give it a run with the sander. I mean, with the sanding block. I mean, I'm just going to use this. I mean, I think I am, if it'll do the job. You just basically rub it. Right, I'll do a bit of this and then I'll come back. Because I'm actually going to take this outside to do it, because I don't want to get fine particles all over my test equipment. So I'm actually going to go outside and do it, folks. Right, that's the cabinet stripped. A bit more sanding to do here, because that's, well, actually that's supposed to be painted brown. Not supposed to be varnished. I need to make a piece here to fit there where it's chipped. Sort that out. And basically, oops, oh, I thought I broke it. Not broken anything, have I? No. Basically, we've got to put a bit of glue there to glue that. Missed that last night, but this, I reckon this was fucking, look at that. There's a crack right across the front. I reckon that was like that when it was made. But what I'm going to do, I'm actually, the sides are not actually veneered, they're just like a coating. They look it, but they're not. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to veneer the sides, because I'm going to veneer the top. I may as well do the sides as well, and I'll have enough veneer to do it. And I don't know what colour to do it yet. You know, I'm open to suggestions, you know, for ideas. I've sanded all this. This is all, well, fucking hell. That keeps catching on there. I'm going to have to glue that. Glue that in a few minutes. What I forgot actually to sand was up here. There we go. Right, and that's all sanded. I've sanded the sides. I need a bit more sanding. My sandpaper's not rough enough to cut through that fucking varnish that's on there. But I'll tell you what, folks. What I'm going to do the cabinet first. I'm going to work on the cabinet first, and then after I've done the cabinet, I'll get back after the chassis, get that sorted. But I'll do the cosmetics and have this looking like a new cabinet first. And you know, I did actually gouge slightly the top with the chisel. You can't avoid it. I mean, it happens. Because veneer doesn't just fall off. I mean, and the sides are not actually veneered. They're just like a coating, because you can actually pretty much scratch it off with your fucking fingers. But you know, I'm gonna do. I mean, Lawrence thinks I'm gonna have trouble coming around the bend here. What he doesn't know is I went around the bend years ago. Anyway, but this is all nice and smooth here now. Once we get veneer on here, because I'm gonna, like I say, I'm gonna clad the sides first. Am I? I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'll probably do the sides first, and then I'll do the front, and I'll just cut the hole out here, you see. I'll do the front as one big sheet and just cut the front out here, for like I did with the Clark and Smith. You know, I did it when I went over the speaker grill. I just went over. I didn't try cutting it and then sticking it on. Applying it. I went over it, right over the, and then cut the speaker grill out from the inside. And what I did, I pressed it in to outline it, and then I cut it out, and I got a lovely nice cut. You know, I got a nice result from that. But this is a bolt here, so that needs to be screwed down so it's flat. It needs to be screwed and glued for a couple of hours. But I can countersink a screw into there, and that would actually do it. But I'll do it with a bit of glue as well. And you know, the backing for the tuning dial, that's stayed on. That's not come off. And I've actually got the glass here. I mean, I want to be careful that I don't break the glass. I mean, if I break the tuning glass, then that's game over. I won't do any more with this, because getting the oldies is like hen's teeth. There are people that have probably got them but won't let them go. I'm not even going to attempt to clean this yet. Not in the workshop. Well, I will, but not yet. But and I've got the, what do you call it for this as well? The top trim piece that goes in there like that, you see. Goes in there like that, and that sits in there. That just sits on the ledge there, as you know. So there we go, you see. So that's, but I'm keeping the glass separate, because if I break the glass, it's a deal breaker. That's the end of the game. I won't even restore this if I break the glass. Not as a radio anyway. I'd probably do something else with it, or even burn it. But if I break the glass, I won't finish it. There'll be no point unless I can find another glass. And to that, I'd have to buy another bloody radio, and I can't just go around buying radios. Yeah. So, you know, not to cannibalise anyway. I want to plug this in to the charger, because it's running a bit slow, so I want to charge the tripod up a bit. There we go. Very rare you see my camera move like that, isn't it? Look at that. Still wobbling about. There we go. Anyway, folks, I very rarely have to touch my camera. But anyway, that's it for now. So we've got the bottom piece, the top piece that's been glued and it's been repaired. Needs a quick sanding, I think, and that needs to be put back in. But none of this can be done until the veneers are gone. They're the bottom piece for the chassis. Cover the chassis screws, and they're the side pieces. One of these, and as I say, that one was broke as well. But I've glued it back together and put tape round it, and I'll leave that for a couple of hours, and then I'll pull the tape. I'll probably leave it until I need it actually. But you know, that's where we're at with the restoration of the Bush VHF 41, and this will be a different set of videos, different series. I know I've done a series on repairing one of these, but this is a different series altogether. This is a series on restoration of it. I'm going to put that at the beginning actually. Yeah, that was my daughter. Yeah, never mind. Aye, anyway. What else did I want to do? Oh yes, I know what I want to do. I want to do it before it gets lost or whatever, and it would be easier to do it now actually. I want to mount the main the output transformer. Oh, and it went that way. No, it didn't. It went that way. Yeah, it goes that way. Right. What?
What are you doing inside? It's boiling.
I know, I'm making a video.
You invited me round to watch you make a fucking video.
Yeah.
Oh, see ya.
Oh, I didn't invite you round.
You did. You said you calling in. That's inviting me round.
I'm stopping now for a bit. I'm gonna just finish off.
Oh, I'm sitting outside.
Yeah, you sit outside then. I don't know. Bloody kids, eh?
Well, don't take all day. I'm bored.
Alright. Fucking hell.
Are you coming out, puppy?
What I'm gonna do, folks, I'm gonna fit the output transformer onto the speaker board, onto the speaker baffle board now, and then it's done. Anyway, I'll leave you with that, folks, and I shall catch you later. Bye for now. Thanks for watching.